Mixing the old-fashioned milk paint is pretty easy. You take equal parts milk paint to water, put it in a jar or a bowl and stir it. So I'm taking 1 tablespoon of the Soldier Blue and 1 tablespoon of water, pouring it into this little container here, and I have a tongue depressor, and I'm just going to sit here and stir this for probably 3 to 4 minutes. When you're stirring this, you'll notice that a lot of it stays clumped up, so do the best you can to mix it around and try to break it up. If you find that it's a little thick, you can pour some water in there to thin it up, or if it feels a little thin, just add a little bit more powder. I've been stirring this for 4 minutes, so I'm going to let it set for about 10 minutes. The milk paint comes in 20 colors, but the good thing about it is you can mix and match those 20 colors to come up with roughly any color that you want. So for this recipe, I'm taking 1 tablespoon bayberry green and 1 teaspoon of the Soldier Blue and adding equal parts water to come up with a custom color. And just like before, I stir it for 3 to 4 minutes and then let it set for 10 minutes. Applying the milk paint is no different than applying your basic water-based latex paints or finishes. You can use a synthetic brush, you can use a Taklon brush. This is a 1.5 inch wide gold Taklon. Foam brush and foam rollers. And paint cleanup is easy, just soap and water will take care of all that for you. Paints are ready to go, but before we apply it, I want to talk about surface prep. The milk paints are water-based, so it's going to raise the grain of the paint after the first coat. So don't get carried away. I sanded with just up to 180 grit and let it stand. So to apply the blue, I'm going to do 2 different sections for each blue, showing you 2 different top coats. So to apply the blue, I'm just going to use a foam brush. And it won't absorb completely on the first coat. So don't worry when you see that it's not really covering everything. You're going to end up putting 2 to 3 coats on anyways. I'm going to let that set, and then I'm going to apply the green with the Taklon brush. They recommend if you have any leftover milk paint that you're going to need to use later that day or the next day, just seal the container, and stick it in your refrigerator. And if you have the powder, you want to seal the bag and keep it nice and tight because this stuff will last pretty much indefinitely. With the first coat dry, it's time to apply the second coat, but before we do that, we need to sand the surface. And the surface is pretty rough because this milk paint is a water-based product, so the grain will be raised. So I take some 320 grit sandpaper and sand the surface. And to clean the dust off, I just get a paper towel damp and wipe it off. Since the milk paint is water-based, it won't affect anything. Like before, I'm going to use the Taklon brush to apply the green paint, and the foam brush to apply the blue paint. The 2 coats are dried and we're ready to talk about a top coat. This milk paint does require a top coat to protect it from water droppings and anything that will damage the paint. So we have a couple different options that we can talk about, and one is if you want to keep the appearance of the paint the way it is, not change it too much, we can use a water-based polyurethane like this General Finishes High Performance. It doesn't have to be this brand. You can use polyacrylic from Minwax, but anything water-based is going to keep the milk paint as close to this color as it is now. And the other option is an oil-based varnish, which will make the paint darker and more vibrant. Just like before, we're going to sand this with 320 grit sandpaper to smooth it out. I'm applying the High Performance with the paper towel just for the demonstration purposes only. And now I'm going to be applying the Armor Seal oil-based varnish. As you can see, the water base is already going back to its natural color. It gives it a sheen on top of that color, but the oil-based really darkens and gives the milk paint a vibrant color. This is a sample board that I made showing 4 different finishes. This is the High Performance on top of the Soldier Blue, so it keeps it that natural blue color. This is just using wax, which also keeps it a nice natural color, but it doesn't add any sheen, whereas the high performance, you can keep building coats to give it the desired sheen. This is the armor seal, and as you can see, it gives it a deep, rich color with a semi-gloss sheen. And I use some tried and true up here, which is a satin or a flat sheen, but it makes the color really dark. Cool guys, hope you picked up a few things out of the video. This stuff's pretty awesome. I recommend getting a bag of it and trying it out on a small project. I got a question for you, and which of the two colors do you like best? Do you like the green or the blue? I've got a box that I'm going to be making, and I'm torn on which one to choose. Leave a comment below and let me know. So appreciate you guys watching.